Gino here from RealEverydayEnglish.com. Welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be speaking about the word rough. The word rough is quite a useful word, and there are 4 particular uses of this word that I don't think I've ever used with an English student or one of my conversation partners and they have understood first time. I've always had to explain what it means. So we're going to find out what they are in this video. Let's do this. Thanks for tuning in to this week's video. This week's video is going to be nice and short and sweet. I have a majorly busy schedule this week, but I still wanted to get a small video out there, so I decided to make it on something that I think is quite useful. So, the word rough, and before we get into the 4 more abstract or more strange uses of this word, I want to just explain what the word rough actually means for those of you who don't know. So the word rough it basically means when a surface has an irregular or uneven surface, i.e. not smooth. It's the opposite of smooth. And to demonstrate what I mean here, I'm going to show you on a couple of bricks outside. Right, okay, so there's a couple of bricks here. These are bricks, and the middle bit is mortar. Call that mortar. So this is bricks and mortar. But you can see that this brick here is quite rough. Can you see all the indentations and differences in level on the surface? So this is a rough brick, but this brick here is smooth. You can see there's hardly any bumps or lumps in the surface, and it is smooth. So this one is rough, that one is smooth. Okay, so that's the principal use of the word rough, is the opposite of smooth, a lumpy or bumpy surface. But we use it in many more ways than that, and there are 4 in particular that during my conversations with non-native speakers of English, it always causes some confusion. So the first one is, we use rough to describe a place that is unsafe because it has a lot of violence or crime. So this can be used to describe a pub, a club, a school, a city, a town, a particular estate or a particular street. You can say it's rough. It's a bit rough on the, or if, say, for example, if you're working somewhere and it looks like a really run-down, crime-ridden area, you could say to the person you're with, looks a bit rough around here. And that's what it means. It means that it's dangerous because usually it has a lot of crime or it has a lot of violence. Okay, and the next kind of abstract meaning of the word rough. We use the word rough here in England to describe a hangover. And if you don't know what a hangover is when you've drank too much beer the night before and you feel rather bad in the morning. That is described as a hangover. But we use the word rough to describe that. So you'll often hear people say, I'm rough. How are you this morning? Oh, I'm rough, mate. I'm rough. And that's what it means. It means too much beer. I had too much beer last night. You'll also hear some variations on this. So 2 that you will hear is rough as a bird's and rough as a bird's arse. And both them 2 mean I'm rough because I've got a hangover. Okay, moving on to the 3rd more abstract use of the word rough. We use the word rough to describe people. And it's kind of hard to explain what is meant by it, but it's when a particular person displays certain characteristics. For example, it could be a man or a guy who is always getting into trouble, always having brushes with the law, always getting into fights. You might describe him as a rough. He's a bit rough. He's a bit of a rough lad in. On the opposite end of the scale, a woman, for example, is always walking around with her hair not done nice, all scruffy, and she swears a lot, she drinks a lot and walks around the street drunk. Then you'll describe her as rough as well. And yeah, so we can use the word rough to describe people as well. We also use the word rough to describe when someone is having a bad time or lots of bad things are happening to them in their life. So you'll often hear the expression rough time, he's having a rough time, or simply just using the word rough. So if someone is behaving in a particular way, you might say, oh, let's leave him alone, he's had it rough recently. And it means he's had a bad time recently. So yeah, we can use it to describe having lots of problems in your life. A rough time, having it rough, He's had it a bit rough recently. All of these variations mean the same thing. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget, if you did enjoy it and you did find it useful, spread it far and wide on your social media accounts, because that will help me help you, or help more people. And as you know, on Real Everyday English channel, I'm on a mission to help as many people as I can improve their spoken English. Ciao for now. Bye.